Hey guys, I thought today I would do a short little video on how I preserve some of my herbs. You've probably seen something like this on Pinterest or Facebook, but I do things just a little bit different. And I know that most people have dried herbs in their cabinet. I know I always have dried herbs. It's rare that I run out of something, but fresh is something that you don't always have. And when the garden is producing, it's nice to be able to put up fresh and have it for later. So what I'm doing is, here I have some basil I went and picked out of my garden today, and I've just chopped it up in small pieces. And on Pinterest and things like that, I've seen where they freeze it in water or they freeze it in just olive oil, which I do. I do have some frozen in olive oil, and I have some frozen in the basil olive oil. I have all different flavors. But what I like to do also is add something like chopped garlic into it also, or even minced onions. And then you have like little cubes of flavor, and you have your garlic, your onion, your basil, everything all together. The cubes that I'm using right now are some that I just have. I think I'm going to look for some bigger ones because I think I would like bigger cubes. I like it to be really flavorful, but I'll just show you what I'm doing here. I just have some minced garlic here, and I'm just going to put a spoonful of minced garlic in each of these little ice cube trays. And I'm not going to do all of them because I don't want you to have to sit here and watch me just fill up garlic trays. Okay, we have 6 of these filled up. And I'm going to take my basil and smush my basil in here. And if it overflows a little, it won't matter. Once it freezes, they'll all be stuck together, and it just won't matter. So it looks like I'll probably have to chop up some more, but for now we'll leave it like this. And then I have rosemary. You can do the same thing with rosemary. Here, I'll just do one with stuff some rosemary in there, because at first glance you're going to be able to tell these two apart. Okay, so I have garlic and an herb, and then I'm just going to take my olive oil and fill up each of my trays. And they don't have to be filled to the top. You just need enough olive oil to make them stick together. And then I put them in the freezer and freeze them. And then whenever I'm ready to use it and I need fresh herbs and I do not have fresh herbs, I can just pop one of these out, throw a couple into the pan, and add flavor. And not only can you do this with herbs like this, but say mint or basil or rosemary or spearmint, whatever you want to do, you can freeze with lemon juice, lime. You can take little pieces of orange or orange juice, or you can squeeze fresh lime into the ice cube tray. And then when you're having a glass of tea, you can use those kinds of flavored ice cubes in your tea, and it just gives your tea a really good flavor. Let me show you what they look like once they're frozen. Okay, these are some that I just did earlier. This one is basil with a basil oil. And just the olive oil cube with the basil all smushed in there. And the more basil that you can smush into each of them, the better. And I mean, that one you can see it's got a nice chunk of it in there. Because I mean, everybody cooks with olive oil. I guess you could do this with coconut oil also. I know a lot of people use coconut. This is some cilantro I did with just regular olive oil. And these are a little better. You can see the top part is the cilantro, and then the olive oil on the bottom. And then you just throw them in your pan and cook them down. And these are just little bursts of flavor to add. Dried herbs are good, but fresh herbs are better. They are just more flavorful. So get in the kitchen and experiment with flavors that you like. You could throw in some tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, any kind of fruit that you want. Like I said, garlic, olive oil. You could put whole cloves of garlic Throw in some black garlic if you know you want to do that, or if you have some flavored oils like these. This is like a Parmesan garlic rosemary olive oil. If you were to make half of the regular olive oil with a little bit of this added into it with the herbs, or you know, something like this, you can even add a little bit of vinegar in with it, and it just gives it such a kick of flavor, so that when you're cooking, you just grab one of these little things, throw it in there, and it gives your dish a whole new burst of fresh flavor. I hope these help, and I hope you enjoy it.